Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto, or welcome to the channel if you're new to the channel. And welcome to this video in which we will do a full analysis here, fundamentally, but also technically on SUI. All right. And in general, my goal of this video is explaining my strategy, how I go about buying SUI. Mostly spot, right? Futures, I'm usually zoomed in a little bit more, but this is very much, basically for the entirety of 2025. The levels where I will buy SUI, and just in general also how I approach the price of SUI. All right, so that's what we're going to do. Very simple. At the end of the video, hopefully you have a bit of an idea of what could be a good strategy as well. I'm pretty certain about this strategy. I've thought about it a lot, but ultimately, the market is always changing, and there's multiple perspectives that one can have on the markets. So I would definitely recommend you to do your own analysis as well and to form your own opinion. Take my analysis into account, but form your own opinion. All right, so let's get right into it. So in general, I don't think that under the current circumstances, just accumulating SUI spot or DCAing into SUI spot is the right option. Now, I'm not saying that we are in a bear market. However, I don't see enough. If we take a look at the technical structure here, where the price of SUI has dropped down below the technicals, below the trend here, and this is the 3-day time frame, by the way, then technically we are still trending down. And in general, I also still have doubts about whether we are still going to have some sort of an altcoin season or bullish markets in 2025, all right, or at least a high time frame enduring uptrend. I don't think it's not going to happen. I just think at this point of time, there are not enough confirmations for that. All right, neither from the market, all right, so aka Bitcoin, nor from SUI. If we take a look at the fundamentals for SUI, you can see that some of these data points, such as market cap, but also DEX trading volumes and TVL, we're trending up the last time we were very bullish. At this point of time, that's also not going on. All right, so even though I do think it's a possibility for the future, I don't think right now there's enough that there's enough proof to actually state that SUI is going to trend up. So what that means is that we have to buy at these optimized levels. All right, basically high time frame support levels with a lot of liquidity, where you can actually expect to a very high degree that the price of SUI is at least going to bounce from there. All right, so that's also my strategy. All right, it's buying at these major support levels, which I wanted to talk about. All right, there's a couple of support levels that I think you need to know about. And then from there, if you buy at those levels, you will most likely get a good average entry. All right, an average entry with which you can actually make a profit in 2025. But outside of that, I'll tell you in a moment, but outside of that, there's some other things that I will do with those positions opened at those levels that can take care of some short-term profitability as well. All right, but first, let's talk about the levels. Now, the first level where I actually do still think we can actually form an uptrend from is this level right here. So that's between 1.75 and ultimately $2, but I would argue that the main support level is between 1.9 and 1.75. All right, so I will write them down right here. 1.9, 1.75, I will scale buy limit orders in that area. All right, and that is, this is on a 3-day time frame. It's a major support level. You have the 200 EMA there, you have 2 psychological support levels there, and you have a lot of liquidity, especially at 1.75. Right, so therefore I would say that's the level. That was also the last level we broke when we started the bull run for SUI in October. I think that's the main level where we could actually still find support and rally up higher. So this is also going to be my biggest buy area. All right. Then my second buy area, can I still edit this? Yeah, so my second buy area, there's basically 2 more areas where I'm tempted, or at least I think I will buy. The first one is 1.4. Now that's also near a psychological support level at 1.5, but you can also see it was the opening price of SUI. It's a respected level. You have some liquidity around there, but this level very much is much less strong than 1.9, 1.75. All right, so I would say, this is a good buy, but you should not buy as much in dollars at that level as you were going to do at 1.9, 1.75. And then the last one, I'm more certain about major psychological level, but also major liquidity, and that's the level right here. It's a little bit of a basically, look, SUI had this major consolidation between $1.50. That was the main consolidation from 2023 up until 2024. What I would say is that this area right here at $1, so that's $1 into 90 cents, will also provide us with a bounce and could also be an area where we can find some long-term support so that we can actually rally up there. Now, the catch for me from all of these levels, like all of these levels, I will buy, all right? And the biggest ones would be around $1 and around 1.75/1.9. But what I will always do from these levels is that when we actually get that move up, I will take 50% out, all right? Because I don't have any confirmation yet that we are trending up. What could also be the case is that we just do something like this, all right? That could be the case, and that would obviously not be bullish. So therefore, I will always take profits after a certain move, after we hit the next major key level with 50%, all right? So let's say I buy $1,000 right here at 1.75. Once we actually go up about, well, in this case, 25%, 20%, I will sell 50% and hold the rest. Right, so then you're realizing profits, and while the price is dropping down, which for now still is the most likely scenario, you will average out the price. Same thing right here at 1.4. Let's say I buy $500, we move up about 25% up to the next key level, I sell 50%. All right, and that way you get a good average entry for the long term, while also realizing some profits, which you can use for other trading or investing endeavors. But that's it, all right? That's my long-term strategy for SUI. Like I said, form your own opinion as well, but I do think that there's a lot of value in this video. And just in general, this strategy, which combines long-term accumulation with short-term profit realizing. Those are my thoughts. That's what I think you need to know. For now, thank you for watching. Take care and bye.